Welcome to the inside of the most high-tech car Mercedes has ever made. It's their all-new EQS.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
Well, I was trying to tell the people that you are the most high-tech car Mercedes has ever made, but then you chimed in and interrupted me. It's essentially their Tesla Model S rival. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it, point you through all the various bits of tech, some of the cool key features about it. I'm also going to go out on the road in it and see how comfortable it is. I might even time it from 0 to 60 miles an hour to see if it accelerates as quickly as a Tesla Model S. Let's do it.
Buying a new car? Then head to Carwow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. Carwow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Let's start off by talking about the designs. Like the S-Class, you get cool poppy-outy door handles. And like the S-Class, this is quite a long vehicle. However, they do look quite different. For instance, this car doesn't have a big long bonnet because there's no big engine at the front. Also, you don't have a normal grille. You have like a blanked off grille like you get on the other electric Mercedes cars such as the EQA. At the back, you've got a full length light bar which looks really cool. And if you think this blue paint is a little bit too dull, you can actually get a two-tone paint scheme like on the Vision EQS concept car. I actually quite like it, it looks pretty good. In terms of wheel sizes, start at 19s, rising to 21 inches, then you get this aero design which help improve efficiency. You can actually upgrade to 22-inch alloy wheels, though they don't improve efficiency. You can get the new EQS with something called comfort doors, and so when you've been off doing whatever you need to do, then you come back to your car, it recognises that you're about, pops open the door handles, and it even opens the door for you. How very kind of you, Mercedes. And then when you pop in and you put your foot on the brake, it shuts the door. And then makes that kind of crazy sci-fi noise just to let you know you're in an electric car. Now we're in the EQS, let's talk about this interior design. Now I'm going to come to these screens in a moment because they do dominate the cabin, but let's just talk about the general interior. Yeah, the materials feel really nice and they are man-made materials. Now, this looks like suede, but it's obviously man-made. The leather on the seats isn't real leather, it's man-made. It feels like expensive leather. The steering wheel, really nice design. You can get two different designs of steering wheel. If you have an AMG line car, it looks a bit more sporty. And then there's the general layout. So you have this big center console here, which I have noticed I do sort of knock my knee against a little bit, but thankfully it is padded. And there's lots of useful storage in here as well. Underneath this open pore wood, which is also very nice, you have your cup holders there and they're adjustable for size. You can actually remove that section. You've got two USB-Cs. There's a wireless charging pad and some more storage there. Then if you go under here, you've got a huge bin with another wireless charging pad, two USB-Cs, more storage under here. Then there's the glove box, which we've got full of various anti-COVID stuff, look, anti-back wipes and all that kind of thing. And then you've got some big door bins. And I quite like this, the controls for the door mirrors. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of touch-sensitive buttons, but you do actually press these ones in and then you just toggle it to which mirror you want to move. And it's all quite easy to do, actually. It's neat, smooth, clean design. And look at this, I want to show you this. So you open the door just by pulling it like that and it'll open. But I want to show you these. I love the way you've got frameless windows here in this saloon car. I like this extra bit of glass as well. It just looks really cool. Okay, let's talk about the screens then. So just put in this code and old baldy Gottlieb Daimler will allow me access. Welcome, Gottlieb Daimler. So this is what's known as the hyperscreen, and you've basically got three huge screens behind this whole seamless piece of glass. It looks really nice. But your main infotainment screen here in the middle, so you've got essentially your usual Mercedes infotainment system, so it's easy to navigate. You can move through different functions, control various things. You've got your big navigation, got different climate control there, so it's quite easy to do. It's still not quite as good though as physical buttons, but I do like the fact that when you increase the temperature you get this like red flash through this LED lighting that you have inside. In fact, you've got 190 different colours of LED lighting, so you can set up the interior ambience just as you like it. You can quickly just go to your home settings and swipe through all the different menus, and you've got various information on the car, such as the battery states and your motor usage and all that kind of information. Lovely big screen. Now let's move on to the digital driver's display, which is very clear. It's an LCD screen and you can control it using the buttons on the steering wheel. They are touch sensitive and a little bit fiddly, nowhere near as bad as those that you get in Volkswagen products at the moment. And so you can just look through different menus, change the look of your dials, get all the information you need, have navigation there, widescreen, and it'll do that 3D effect as well that you get with the S-Class. On top of that, you also have a huge heads-up display with loads of information in front of you, and it can actually superimpose like images and arrows on the road to help direct you so you don't make a wrong turn. Once again, that's like the S-Class, really, really good system, like in that car. And now we move on to the third display. So the car's clever. It will not let you operate this third screen unless there's someone sat there. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, what you can do with it from some cutaways which we filmed earlier, but you can swipe through all the functions that you get on the main infotainment screen, and it'll actually know that, say if I'm driving along as the driver and start looking at that screen too much, it'll start to dim this screen so that I don't get distracted. Also, this screen has its own Hey Mercedes system, so that person can talk to this screen and the driver can talk to the rest of the system. And let's just give the Hey Mercedes a little go. Normally it should have chimed in by now, but it hasn't. Hey Mercedes! Hey Mercedes!
How can I help?
I don't know what I want now. Can I have the moon on a stick?
Can you say that again, please?
Just again. Hey Mercedes!
How may I help you?
Turn my seat massager on.
I'm switching on the massage for you.
And yes, it's set it to this weird vibrating sensation. It feels like I've got some kind of neurological disease. It's a bit odd. Hey Mercedes, stop the massage function. It's weird and making me want to go to the toilet.
How can I help?
I've just soiled myself.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
God, I'm so embarrassing. I hope this is all cut, the video.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that right now.
No, no one can. Now let's talk about charging. So this is the charging port here.
No, Matt, I think it's the window washer fluid.
No, that's a nonsense. You charge it like a hydroelectric dam. Look, the trickle of the water turns the generator, and that's all fine. I'm not wrong. Never wrong. Right, if you really want to talk about windscreen washer fluid, then let's do it. So bizarrely on this car, you actually top it up here at the back. You just chuck the water in there.
No, water does not go in there, Matt.
What is the matter with you today, Jack? What's your problem? Would you be happy if I went on and talked about batteries for a bit more, yeah?
Yes, please.
This car comes as standard with a 108 kilowatt hour battery pack, which gives you a range of 478 miles, which is quite a lot more than the 290 mile range you get from a Porsche Taycan 4S, but a little bit less than the new Tesla Model S Plaid Plus, which has a range of 520 miles. You'll be able to get this car with a slightly smaller battery pack, 90 kilowatt hours, and that'll give you a range of 400 miles. You can charge them at a 200 kilowatt charger, if you can find a 200 kilowatt charger. And if you can, in 15 minutes you can add 186 miles of range, which is pretty impressive. When it comes to charging at home, the car is fitted as standard with an 11 kilowatt onboard charger, and that'll mean that it takes about 10 hours to fully charge it. But you can also upgrade to a 22 kilowatt charger, and then you can obviously charge it in half the time, which is 5 hours. Anyway, I'm just going to continue with my general car maintenance now, okay? One of the main differences between the EQS and the S-Class, other than the fact that it's obviously electric, is that it has a hatchback tailgate, which makes it more practical. You get a big boot just like on an S-Class, but obviously it's easier to load. Now I want to show you a couple of extra things. Like under here, there is space for your charging cables, and you have electrically operated rear seat releases. There you go, so you can just lie things down and actually get quite comfortable in there. If ever you run out of charge and you need to just sleep by the side of the road until you get rescued. Could happen. Go away now. No, we filmed this segment. It's over. It's over? It's over. I'm getting out. Stop making me do stupid things. As standard, the EQS comes with rear wheel steering, so when you're driving at high speeds on the motorway, the back wheels will turn in the same directions ever so slightly as the front wheels, and that just improves your high speed stability. However, when you're going slowly, such as manoeuvring around town, the back wheels then move in the opposite direction to the front wheels. So if you turn fully right, the back wheels actually turn to the left. And then if you turn fully to the left, the back wheels turn fully to the right. And the actual degree of rotation is quite large. It's 10 degrees. Well, it is if you pay Mercedes some extra cash, because as standard, the wheels at the back will only move by 4.5 degrees. Now, it's nothing to do with the mechanicals, just that you have to unlock that extra feature. Cynical. Now I want to talk about the back seats of the new EQS, and it just made sense to go for a ride in the car to do that. I did want to wear a Mercedes face mask, but I've got the next best thing. It's a similar kind of brand. This car, as you can see, lots of knee room. Headroom's all right as well. Lots of light comes in because you've got this panoramic glass roof. It's all very, very comfy. This car is slightly longer than an S-Class. So as standard, it has a bit more rear knee room, and you can really stretch out. It's comfy, it's nice. Fold this down and you've got like stuff and storage and a little pad there where you can actually control various features to the infotainment system. Look, it pops out, got to press the right button. This one has the rear infotainment system as well, as you can see, so you get these big screens if you want those. Let's just get that out of the way. There we are. Now, we need to talk about comfort levels in this car because they're very good. You get air suspension as standard, and this car can do this thing where it knows where bumps are. So as you drive along, you can spot bumps, and it can actually record them on the satellite navigation system so that when you go to that place again, it will know there's a bump there and it will slacken off the suspension. So it will know where there's a speed hump, slacken it off as you go over it. Or if you're approaching a driveway, which is very steep, it will know where that is and it will raise the air suspension so that you can get up that driveway without grinding out your nose. Being an electric car, obviously you've got no engine up front whirring away, so this car's silent, and they've put so much sound deadening in it. So in the wheel arches, in the windscreen pillars, you've got double glazing. It's super quiet, and they even use the car's Burmester sound system like a set of noise cancelling headphones. It can record the frequencies of annoying noises and then send opposite sound waves out which cancel them out, and it can be eerily quiet. But if that's a bit too weird for you driving around in utter silence, you can change the different sound effects the car makes. So you can have it off, or there are 3 other different modes. Now, once my driver's dealt with this junction, I'm going to ask him to just bring up the different modes. So Alex, once you're round the roundabout, you can bring up the different modes. So let's go for the first one, which is called Silver Waves. So when you accelerate and brake, you get different noises. Go on, accelerate and brake. Let's try the other one. Vivid Flux, this is. Did you hear that? Press that again. Electric chime. Let's hear this one as we accelerate around here. Oh, yeah, this sounds a bit more like, what was that all about? Bit more kind of like futuristic, that one. Then the last one is Roaring Pulse. Go on, so accelerate and brake. Oh yeah, this is a bit more sporty, this. And that's a weird noise when we're braking. It's like a wheel bearing's going. Or obviously you can just have them completely off, which I might do to tell you the truth. From launch you'll be able to get the EQS as 2 versions. There's the 450 Plus, which has 1 motor at the rear, and then there's the dual motor version, which is the 580, which has a motor at the front and the back, and is obviously 4-wheel drive. Let me give you the performance stats. So the 450 Plus has 333 horsepower and 568 newton meters of torque, and the 580 has 523 horsepower and 855 newton meters of torque. So let's see how quick it is. What I've got is my specialist timing gear here, and we're going to find a place where you can just stop briefly, then we're going to launch it and we'll see how quick it does 0 to 60. Okay, so we are stopped. When you're ready, Alex, launch it. Full throttle, keep going, go on, keep on. What we got? 0 to 60, wow, 3.98 seconds. So it's not Tesla Model S Plaid Plus quick, which will do 0 to 60 in something like 1.99 seconds, but under 4 seconds, and considering we've got myself, a driver and my cameraman in the car, it's pretty good. Now if you think this is a bit of a quick car, I'd be a bit loath to lend it to my child, but you could lend it to your child because it has a beginner mode which will limit the top speed to just under 75 miles an hour, and there's a valet mode which will disable all the settings. Someone can't jump into your car and then fiddle with your settings and then get back in, it's all a bit annoying. Speaking of which, the car actually can recognise you as you get into the car. So different drivers can be set up to use the car. They'll jump in it, the car will recognise them, and it'll set everything up perfectly for that person. It's all very clever, you know. The last thing for me to tell you about are the aerodynamics, because it's very important on an electric car. One, because it enables you to get the most out of your battery, and 2, because there's no engine, your ears then notice other things such as wind whistle. And not so long ago, Tesla announced the fact that their new Model S Plaid Plus was the most aerodynamic production car, with a drag coefficient of 0.208 CD. Everyone was amazed. And then Mercedes released this, the EQS, and they just beat Tesla. Yes, you can help by being quiet. That assistant always chimes in when you mention the M word. Anyway, before I was interrupted, what I was saying was that Mercedes beat Tesla. by 0.008 of a CD, because the drag coefficient of this car is 0.2 CD dead on. And the result is, yeah, super quiet and decent range. In fact, if this car had the same drag coefficient as the Tesla Model 3, which is 0.23 CD, its range would be reduced by 5%. One last thing I need to tell you about, and that's the price. So the EQS will start from around £80,000 when it goes on sale in summer. However, if you want the 580 version with dual motors, you're looking at around £100,000. Start adding options and it'll soon get over £120,000. Now, if you'd like an electric car which offers similar kind of performance and luxury as this, but is a lot less expensive, in fact it's one of my favourite electric cars on Carwow. If you click on the pop-out banner up there, you can see what that car is and an offer that I've got on it. Very good. So then, what's my final verdict on the new Mercedes EQS? Well, I can't give you a proper verdict because I've not yet actually driven it, but from what I've seen of it, the tech is impressive. It's very comfortable to travel in. It feels quick and it's very quiet. Now, I will be getting this car into review properly, and what I'd like you to do is tell me what you'd like me to do with it. Should I do a range test? Should I drag race it? Should I group test it against something? Let me know in the comments below. I will read through those and I'll try and make some of them happen. It's a bit wet,